went to college to become a teacher. So I went back to college again and got a degree in chaplaincy and worked as a chaplain. I come from a line of people that are teachers. Three of my grandparents were teachers. I
Okay.
eventually taught at Ivy Tech too, taught study skills to college students.
In teaching study skills, tell me more about what were some things that you picked up on, some of maybe the struggles or challenges that students were having academically, that were kind of common across the board, and what were some of the resources that you shared with them?
I found that schools aren't teaching study skills like they should. Um, I was taught how to take notes in school, and my teachers reviewed my notes in school when I was in high school. And so we got to college and we knew how to take notes. We knew how to add what we read the night before the teacher lectured us about a subject, read the book, that take notes while we're reading, and then add things to those notes during class so that we could use those notes to study for tests and stuff. Go back and review our homework so that we knew how to do a process in math or um, in um, social studies or English or whatever, so that we could get the work done and be successful. My mother, being a teacher, also taught me to make flashcards for like algebraic uh, expressions, she called them, theorems, those kind of things, so that I could relate the name of it to what it was.
So with our conversations and conversations that we're going to have coming up, I want to use your experience and the resources that you've gathered to share that information with students and with parents, so that they can better equip themselves to be able to be successful in the classroom.
My favorite book is this. It's called On Course, and the little phrase under here is strategies for creating success in college and in life. Okay, so this is my basic study book, how to study. And it has a lot of sections that tell you how to study. This one is wise choices in college customs. So that's making the transition from high school to college. It also has sections on reading, writing essays, taking notes, all that kind of thing. But it also has the personal side of moving into a social group that you're unfamiliar with. A lot of people get through high school and they've gone to school with the same people for 12 years and they don't know how to make new friends. They don't know how to establish study groups and things like that. So they talk about how to do that and how to defeat that voice in your head that says, I can't do this. You have to find a way to say, I can do this. I can focus. I can set aside time for this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. If you need a tutor, Kahn Academy, Khan Academy, is a great tutor. And they have coursework all the way from third grade through high school and college and even some graduate school. I was surprised. And what they do is walk you step by step through the different sections that are required for high school graduation, for instance. They will walk you through world history or US history or freshman biology or algebra, geometry, that kind of thing. And it's free. All you have to do is get to the website. So if you're having trouble with a teacher and how she's explaining or how he's explaining some theory in math, you can go to Kahn Academy and just look at that section. If you're trying to get a GED, which some young people prefer to do, Kahn Academy can work you through that too. Sometimes parents, if they read or if they sit through the sections with their kids, can help their young person understand vocabulary, remember how to do the processes, things like that. So it's a real good aid if you're homeschooling or if you're sitting at home bored and want to do something. You can work through some of these things. They have some interesting requirements on Indiana has some requirements on job readiness, and Khan Academy has some of that too. This is mostly for parents. It's how teachers know what to teach. So it has a page on what the Indiana teaching standards are for your students. You go to a basic page that talks about the standards, and then you can break it down by subject and grade. And they have process standards, which are for how you learn, and then content standards for what to learn in that class, and then learning outcomes that are expected. Process standards are things like making sense of the material, persevering, sticking with it to complete an assignment, how to reason both abstractly and statistically. They want you to be able to construct an argument or critique something that you've read, say, well, that doesn't sound right to me. Maybe, anyway. How to use the tools for getting together information, whether that's a laboratory or a library or a computer or an impact wrench. They want you to pay attention to precision in these standards. Good handwriting, although that isn't as necessary as it was when I went to school back in the Age of Dragons. But good grammar. If the requirement is that you have to have a notebook, you have it in a notebook. If the requirement is you have to have 500 words, you have a good shot at 500 words, that kind of thing. And then how to make use of structures that are offered to you. Like if a teacher says, an essay has to have a beginning paragraph, an introductory paragraph, 3 paragraphs to talk about what was introduced in the first paragraph, and a summation paragraph, that is the structure of that essay. And if you use that structure, you're more likely to get an A than if you go off and just do free writing and it doesn't make any sense. And then look at regular expressions and repeated reasoning, and be consistent is basically what they're saying. College entry course requirements. Every college has state requirements that they have to fulfill for college entrance. That's 4 years of English, 4 years of mathematics, 4 years of laboratory science, 2 years of social studies, and 1 year is sometimes required, depending on the college, in visual and performing arts. Going through high school and getting ready for college, they're going to need those 4 years of English, math, lab science, and 2 years of social studies so that they can even get in. Other Teaching and learning things include Indiana Public Broadcasting Media and Joys of Museums. They include the Underground Railroad Museum in Cincinnati on this site. You can go to museums around the world and see their collections. It's a marvelous educational resource.